And I have to ask kind of an entertainment question as our third question today is, there's been a reality TV show about bail bondsmen. There was a fictional show, Lee Majors, The Fall Guy, where he was a professional stuntman, but when he wasn't doing that, he was out finding people that had skipped out on their bail. And of course, if the accused skips out on their bail, your bonding company still has to pay that cash to the court if they can't deliver the person. So how does what we've seen on television compare with what happens in your day-to-day life?
Well, I think the day-to-day life is a lot more boring. There's always a few exceptions to the rule, but let's start with the general stuff. So when you fail to miss court, you get scared. You don't know what's going to happen. So the bondsman calls you, talks to your family, and assures you, hey, this is what you can expect. Come on, we'll walk you back to court. And so I would say a large number of time people just get a call, they trust their bondsman, they go back to court, they get their case back on track pretty quickly. But the problem is, like in Texas, bondsmen don't have the ability to arrest. So we can find them and then we can call the police and say, hey, we know where the defendant is. There's a warrant for his arrest. Will you come and pick him up? Okay. That's another area. But then there's the people that are, they know what's going to happen to them if they go to court. And so they know they're going to spend some time in the pokey. And so they're not going to come back willingly. And so we have to hire what we would call recovery agents. And I think that some of those are what maybe the extreme cases are what you see television shows about. And that's what people who are paid to go and serve that warrant and take them back into custody. There's been some cases on that recently that are very eye-opening, people crossing state lines with someone, and if they don't have the authority to do that, they get the bond, the recovery agent gets charged with kidnapping under the federal statute. So I think we're becoming very adverse of what we can and cannot do. We don't want to cross the lines and we don't want to be too aggressive, but we also want people to fulfill their promises to go to court. And if they don't, then we have agreed that we will do everything that we can that's legally possible to get them to court. The bonding companies in Texas cannot arrest, but we can hire private detectives who can. And so that's what happens in the extreme cases if we cannot convince them to come back.